Are you curious about what 10 years with an enlightened master taught me about business? Let me tell you first of all about how this was all set up and the struggle that I faced. I like to call this the business of me. People often ask me, Greg, how did you make $1 million on 4 occasions? But almost no one asks me the most important question, which is, Greg, how did you lose it all on 4 occasions? Because that, let's face it, is where the real lessons are. For years, I believed that success was a game, an outer game that was external to me, about better strategy, better team, better funnels, moving faster, pushing harder, waking up earlier, burning brighter, just simply doing more. I was a classic high performer. It appeared that I was great at business, but actually inside I was terrible at being with myself. And every time I made it, that's right, I lost it again. Not because I wasn't smart, not because I wasn't driven, but because inside I was chaotic, rushing, forcing, pushing, braking, moving 1,000 miles an hour. I had all the self-help hacks, cold showers in the morning, constantly journaling, listening to meditation apps, the usual checklist, but none of it touched what I would call my real problem. Because the real problem wasn't in fact out there, it was in here. And I didn't know yet that your inner world always determines your outer reality. That was the setup for everything that came next. Now, you can get to the false summit, that's right, climb the false mountain, but the problems will simply arise. Outer success built on inner chaos simply is not success. Eventually, I started winning. Deals landed, money flowed, opportunities absolutely everywhere. From the outside, I looked incredibly successful, but from the inside, I was slowly imploding, slowly collapsing. But as an addict does, I refused to slow down. I refused to rest. I refused to question that voice inside of my head that said, you're behind, you're not enough, you have to do more. If you stop, you'll simply lose everything. One day, boom, like a lightning bolt, it hit me. All of this, the stress, the pressure, the self-attacks, it wasn't ambition. It was purely violence. Violence towards myself. And in yoga, we call these acts of violence Ahimsa, self-harm through thought, words, lifestyle, behavior. And it shocked me to realize that I'd built my success on a foundation of inner violence. And like anything built on the wrong foundation, eventually it was all going to fall. But this wasn't my false summit. I thought, personally, I'd actually reached success as society defines it. But what I'd really done was reach the limit of how far I could go with the wrong personal and business identity. The collapse became the beginning of something really extraordinary. My teacher told me the most important business that you are in is the business of you. And I was fortunate enough to spend almost a decade with him studying on a very regular basis. His name was Advaitananda, and his name literally means the joy that arises from knowing your oneness with the universe and the Supreme Self. One day he said to me, Greg, the most important business you will ever run is the business of you. I didn't understand it at first, but he explained the outer business out there is a reflection. The inner business is the cause. Ego destroys and the heart creates. Fear contracts, wisdom expands, and your identity will dictate your destiny. So he taught me then to zoom out. He said to me, Greg, it can take 3 lifetimes to become a great leader. And he said this not to intimidate me, but to free me from the urgency, the panic, and the force. He went on to teach me that I must crystallize who I am, slowly and surely becoming. I must pause and take time to fully integrate. He told me also that I must clean up my moral compass by first of all stopping the self-harming of myself. He said you must learn to measure inner abundance and not just this outer temporary success. You must live in a way where miracles are expected. And he used to say to me, Greg, we don't believe in miracles, we rely on them. And when I stopped trying to fix everything that was out there and I started transforming what was happening in here, my entire business and my life began to change for the better. Slowly, steadily, and sustainably. For the first time, I became the kind of man who could make it in business and actually, on this occasion, also keep it. So what are the practical applications? Well, first of all, run the business of you. Let's make it real for you right now. And again, it'll only take a minute. Name your inner business. Ask yourself right now, if my inner world was a business today, what kind of business would it be? Would it be chaotic? Would it be understaffed? Would it be overworked and exhausted? Would it be driven by fear? Or would you be calm, relaxed, and incredibly focused? There's no judgment here, only awareness. Step 2, I'd like you to consider clearing your moral compass. Notice the ways that you are harming yourself, the negative self-talk, the pressures that you're putting yourself under, the exhaustion by not sleeping enough or getting enough sleep, the constant dissatisfaction that grinds away inside of you. Just notice and begin speaking to yourself as you would speak to someone that you in fact love. This is the yogic word Ahimsa at its finest. And in that way, it's the first principle of real inner transformation. Step 3, crystallize. Take a moment and measure what matters. Once a week, sit quietly for 10 minutes and do your business audit. Ask this week, how peaceful was I? How present was I to my staff and in my meetings, to my customers? How contented was I inside? Did I love the work that I was doing? Did I move one step closer or maybe more to my intended outcomes? These are the real key performance indicators of a powerful life. And step 4, play the long game. Zoom out, all the way out. You do not have to fix everything in 1 week. Simply take the next step and then the next and then the next. Aim high whilst walking slowly towards your intended target. Step 5, work with the heart and check in. Take one breath in and one breath out into the heart center and ask, what does my heart want for my life and my business next? Don't force the answer, just listen. That whisper is the beginning of your transformation. That whisper is the first true step into the business of being you. So, in closing, what 10 years with an enlightened master taught me is really quite simple. When you transform the inner CEO, the outer business finally has a chance to thrive. Now, if you'd like more content like this, please subscribe. And if this message resonated, leave a comment and tell me where you're up to in your business journey. And if you're curious or you feel inspired, you can also join us at www.school.com/transformation, where we transform ourselves and our businesses together. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.